Think you know how Christmas trees are made? You don't. Sure, they look simple. Just a tree, right? Wrong. Behind every perfect branch and twinkling light is a process so intricate it make your head spin. Whether it's real trees grown on farms or artificial ones built to last decades, there is a crazy amount of work involved. You'll never look at a Christmas tree the same way again. For context, Christmas trees originating in 16th century Germany began as symbols representing the tree of paradise, decorated with apples and candles, later signifying eternal life through Jesus Christ. Even ancient Egyptians used green palm rushes to honor Ra, their sun god, while Romans celebrated some festivals with evergreen branches to ward off evil spirits. Germany's tradition spread globally. After Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, these trays, often made of durable plastic, have small compartments to hold individual seeds, which ensures uniform growth. Machines like these can cost anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000, depending on size and features. The seeds are placed into the grooves by a precision planting system that buries each seed with even spacing and correct depth. The seedlings will be cared for at the nursery. For about 1 month, they are watered automatically by a boom irrigation system. This is a large-scale automatic watering machine with a moving arm that sprays water evenly across the nursery. The nursery is actually outside, not inside, to allow the seedlings access to natural sun and airflow, which are critical for healthy growth. A wide variety of pine and fir species are grown as Christmas trees. It's not just one type. There are actually different species. In the US, Douglas fir sells well because of its strong fragrance and soft meat. This is a platform where a worker sits. This worker places the young seedlings into planting tubes, which deposit the seedlings into the soil at consistent intervals as the tractor moves forward. Depending on the intended use, planting and harvesting differ. For example, they might grow small family trees, large trees, or simply sell young trees to someone who wants to plant them. It all depends. There's a lot of manual work as well. It's not just all machines doing everything. To grow larger plants, they plant them in pots. This approach makes them easier to move and take care of. You can just hold the pot, take it, and put it into the already hole in the ground. However, not everything is done this way. In some cases, when transporting them by pot to the hole in the ground at the farm, workers start unloading the pot at Christmas. From the truck, they place a black landscape fabric over the hole in the ground, which already contains another bucket, often a plastic liner designed to prevent the tree root. The tree grows into the classic cone shape that buyers prefer. Protective sprays, often organic pest control solutions, are sometimes applied to prevent insects and diseases from damaging the trees. If you don't prune them well, the trees will look bad, and the look is what sells a Christmas tree. If a Christmas tree doesn't look good, no one will buy it, and it will have been a complete waste. So it's very important that the pruning is done aesthetically, evenly, symmetrically, and beautifully with care and skill. Are you with me so far? Great. Now it's time to harvest. Here we see a machine called a tree spade. It's a specialized digging tool, mounted on a mini digger or skid steer loader. The tree spade has curved blades that dig into the ground around the tree, lifting it out with its root ball intact. This machine, operated by a person, unloads the dug-up Christmas tree and brings it to two workers who hold a burlap cloth or material. The tree is then immediate more manual effort. After cutting, the trees, along with the mini diggers, are transported to a nearby area of the farm. The workers then load these trees by hand through a netting machine. This machine wraps the trees in a netting or twine material, compressing the branches to make transport easier and protect the tree. This is called baling, and it's an essential step because, let's face it, Christmas trees can get pretty big. With all their branches and leaves eager to spread out, baling keeps them neat and manageable. Once baled, the trees need to be loaded onto trucks for transport to another location. While this is sometimes done by hand, many farms use specialized conveyor belts designed for upward movement. These belts make the loading process faster and safer. Each farm decides on the best equipment based on what's most efficient, cost-effective, and safe for their workers. It's all about balance. If the farm can turn a profit, keep its workers safe, and make customers happy, we can see that it's already snowing, which again shows you just how long the whole process can take. First, wooden crates filled with trees are transported using forklifts into larger trucks designed for long-distance transport. Forklifts are used because they can efficiently lift and move heavy crates, saving time and labor. A basic forklift might cost around $20,000 to $50,000 depending on the model. The trucks used for long-distance transport are typically semi-trucks with trailers, which can cost anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 more than it's put into a Christmas tree palletizer. A palletizer is a machine that organizes and stacks the trees onto pallets to make them compact and easier to transport. This machine works by pressing and securing the trees into a stable formation. Palletizers can range from $30,000 to $100,000 depending on their size and automation level. Once ready, the trees are loaded onto trucks for transport. And it's not just of cutting their own tree. Why not less? It's less work for the company. It varies though. Not every farm offers this option, but for those that do, it's there if you want it. There's also the issue of pests, which can cause problems for Christmas trees. Farms take measures to protect their trees from infestations, knowing full well that no one wants pests in their home. The mantis bug egg, for example, is a particular nuisance. While some people might not mind it, others definitely do. The impact of pests often depends on the farm's location and the weather conditions. On farms where you can cut your own Christmas tree, it's more about the experience than just the tree itself. It's about picking out a tree, gathering around the fire, grabbing a burger or hot chocolate from the canteen, or even stopping by the bar to pick up some locally made maple syrup. Walking the trails feels a lot like apple picking. You choose your tree, enjoy the day, and take it home. But let's head back to layers of warm clothes, because warehouses for such operations are often not heated to keep costs low and prevent the trees from prematurely drying. Then there's a machine in the warehouse that spins quickly around the trees whilst wrapping them. This is a tree wrapping machine that uses mesh or netting to secure the branches tightly against the truck for easier transport. By now, the trees are actually a lot smaller than what they were originally when they were uprooted for packaging. Wooden boxes are being prepared. Actually, they're not wooden. They're cardboard boxes. Cardboard is used because it's a lightweight, cost-effective, and recyclable. Each cardboard box holds a single Christmas tree. They also use a range of different package labels and information on pieces of paper that are placed on the outside of the packaging, such as a fragile sign and a green due label, which lets both the shipping company and you, the customer, know that the product within is organic. All of that should ideally make the people handling your box cutter, and then the magic begins. The branches naturally start to fall open. It may take 24 to 48 hours for your tree to fully settle and reveal its full beauty. How amazing is that? In just 1 to 2 days, your tree will be ready to light up your holiday season. And once it's set up, you can decorate it with candy canes, red stockings, shiny ornaments, Christmas lights, or maybe even a little angel on top. It's all up to your style and tradition. It's fascinating to think about the journey of a Christmas tree. It starts as a tiny seed, barely noticeable, and grows into something towering over most people. That transformation from a seed to a fully grown tree is incredible. And that's the story of how real Christmas trees are made. Now starting at no, 5, counting down to no. Here are the top 5 most interesting and lesser known fun facts about Christmas trees. They also trap dust, improve air quality, and help stabilize soil. So while you're sitting in your living room munching on a candy cane, your tree is working overtime, has many lungs for the planet. Ever struggled to set up your Christmas tree without knocking over furniture? Now imagine trying to set up a tree that's 221 feet tall. In 1950, the Northgate Shopping Center in Seattle unveiled the world's tallest cut Christmas tree, a Douglas fir that outdid the Statue of Liberty without her pedestal by 70 feet. Just decorating this thing would have been a logistical nightmare. Cranes, custom-made ornaments, and miles of string lights were likely involved. Sadly, there's no official record of how many ornaments or lights they used, but you can bet it was enough to make the Wet Bandits from Home Alone jealous. This record-breaking tree was a one-time wonder. And it's no surprise it's not every day you find a tree big enough to block out the sun, Today, tree is the item of the holiday season. Suddenly everyone wanted one. Fast forward to today, and you can grab a tree at the nearest budget store due to manufacturers who found ways to make them more accessible. But back then, owning one meant you were the VIP of Christmas. When we think of artificial Christmas trees today, we picture plastic branches and maybe some glitter. But the first fake trees were much more feathery. In the late 19th century, Germans started crafting Christmas trees out of, wait for it, died, goose feathers, yeah. They mounted them on wooden sticks to mimic real branches. And you know what? They actually looked surprisingly realistic, even though they were essentially bird fluff on a stick. But why feathers? Well, over-harvesting of evergreens was causing deforestation, and Germans needed a sustainable alternative. These early, fake trees eventually made their way to the US, where they became all the rage in the early 20th century. Today's decorated tree dangling above your head sounds more like a safety hazard than holiday cheer, but practicality also played a role. I mean, think about it. Hanging the tree saves floor space and keeps ornaments and gifts out of reach of children and pets, while the tradition eventually shifted to upright trees. Thank you, Lord. The upside-down stone has made a comeback in certain areas as a modern space-saving option. If you walk into a room and see a dangling tree, don't worry, it's not a glitch in the matrix. It's just history repeating itself. What was your favorite Christmas tree fun fact? Let us know in the comments. So now, you know exactly how both artificial and real Christmas trees are made. And since you're already here, you might as well check out our other videos. The last video we posted might shock you.